That's kind of my story of how I got selected into both of those professional environments. Yo, what's going on Team Twitty? I hope you're all super well. It's Tuesday, which means I have sprint training in about 15 minutes. I'm looking forward to it. I want to get down there, I want to work, I want to put in that grind. The other day on my game day video, I said if we got 1,000 likes, I would be bleaching my hair blonde. And currently, it's on 977 likes. So I'm pretty sure by the end of today, or at least lunchtime, I'm guessing this is gonna go blonde. Well, I'm not gonna do it blonde today, but the decision will have been made. I think I might do it tomorrow if it happens. Oh man. So heading off to sprint training, let's head down there. I'll get a couple of clips for you guys, show you what we get up to, and yeah, let's do it. So I just parked my car, pretty much the same hill we got the ticket last time, and I saw the ticket inspector on my way up here. So I gotta be careful today because I don't want another $112 fine, I think it was. I still haven't paid it. Man, oh man, was that annoying, but live and learn from the lessons. This time I'm setting a timer for 2 hours on my phone just to make sure I don't have to pay that sort of money because it's absolutely ridiculous. I don't have that sort of money to spend. So getting down there now, always learning from my mistakes. There he is. Got the fresh new socks on as well. Looking good with the Jordans. Not Jordans, Neymars. Sled runs get ya. This one's an easy one. Other times you do it with like a, I don't know how heavy it is, but whew, gets you working.
Okay, gentlemen, best of luck in this next series. Newma!
Wow. Jesus.
Everyone, we go there, get out there, get out there, on your mark. Everyone, let me go. There you go. Get it out there, get it out there, get it out there, get it out there, get it out there. Lean out, push it through. Oh, you got it to the gallop. On your marks. Step. Back. Go. Oh, and he went for this. Everyone to be going. Step. Go. Oh. What happened? What happened?
I tore this guy's hamstring. He's genuinely hurt. Whoops. Sprint session is done. I made it back to the car with no ticket, but if you guys can see, right in there it says 10:20. So if I was another half an hour late, 35 minutes, then that ticket would have been coming my way. But thank goodness I beat the ticket man today. So back from that sprint session, and I made a video about a week ago, I want to say, which talked about how I mentally made it into a National Youth League team. Now, if you haven't seen that video, click up in this corner. I believe, I always forget which one. That will take you to that video if you haven't seen it already. And then come back to this video so I can show you how I physically made it into the National Youth League squad. So if you don't know it already, in the 2014 and 2015 season, I think it was, I was part of the Sydney FC National Youth League squad as a youth reserve player. I'm pretty sure I was 16 at the time I was picked, and then I was turning 17, something along those lines. So how did that opportunity come about? That's what I want to talk about first. I was playing for Manly, I was doing averagely, I wasn't doing amazing at all. I don't even think our team was doing great, but I knew someone. Football is a lot about connections and who you know to get your foot in the door, and then you need to prove yourself. So Dad and I had known this guy for years, I think from the age of 5 or 6, 7, around that age, and we would do one-on-one coaching with him, and he genuinely cared about me. And we sat down with him for coffee one day, talked about my opportunities for the future, and we discussed the future, and he said to us that he could give the USB to the National Youth League coach for him to watch and see what I was like. And I was like, man, that's an amazing opportunity, because I know once he sees my highlights video, I might get a trial. And so that went on for about a week or two. And then one day I'm at school and I get this text, which I'm reading off my phone. 18th of July, 2014, 9:01 a.m. Hi Sheldon, you're invited to the Sydney FC NYL trials on the Tuesday 22nd of July, blah blah blah, it says the times, all of that sort of stuff. And that was from the manager of the team. And I'm going, man, that's sick. I was like at school, I'm showing my friends, and I replied half an hour later. I was like, man, this is so cool. And so I managed to get the trial there. But eventually we found out what actually happened with that USB is because we spoke with the contact that I knew. He said that he just put it on the desk of the coach and put a sticky note on that table with the USB and said, watch this. And that's literally all that happened. He didn't say the coach didn't even know who dropped it there. So imagine that, you're the National Youth League coach, you get this thing on your desk that says, watch this, and you're like, oh wow, okay, it's a USB and it has highlights on it, you watch it and you're like, this guy's pretty good. And it's just crazy how my connection didn't necessarily, even say anything to the coach. He just put the USB there and said, watch this. I mean, I probably could have done that, but in saying that, then I have to get into office, get onto his desk, so the contact that I had definitely helped. And then from there we got to the trial and it was so different to anything I've ever had. I remember the first ball that came into me, I was playing as a 10, we played 2 attacking mids, and I went to receive the ball directly from my centre back in a straight line, which is extremely bad because you don't know what's behind you for a whole lot of reasons which I won't go into. And my first touch went over the centre back, gave a through ball to the striker, and they nearly scored. And that was my first touch of the trial, and I'm going, man, okay, I see how we're doing it. And it wasn't even so much that I was nervous. I was like, wow, okay, this is how they pass the ball at this level. And then from there, I just killed it. 1-2 touch. The coach said he wanted the ball to move quickly and play, not too many touches. And man, I was just popping the ball here, there, everywhere. I think the only bad thing I did was the ball popped out to me. I went for a volley from maybe 30 yards out when I shouldn't have. But hey, from there, I think it was 4 weeks of trials, and then eventually I got a phone call and was selected into National Youth League squad as a reserve player. Now, the second team, the year after that, I trialled again for Sydney FC. The coach, it was a different coach, and he said I was too small, and I was like, okay. In fact, he said, technically, Sheldon, you're better than some of the players we've picked, but you're not physically up to it because we're playing in men's football. I was like, okay, man, that's fine. It's your opinion. I'm going to come back stronger and bigger and not necessarily prove you wrong, but show you that I can compete. But leading up to that trial, all the National Youth League trials were in like a big kind of section. It's not like this anymore, I don't think. But it was kind of in the July-August period, which is now. And I was just playing my season for Manly. And one day I have an absolute cracker of a game. And my coach says to us before the match, guys, there's scouts here watching and they've come to watch a few of you. And, he said there was Sydney FC, there was Wanderers, I think he said there was Central Coast Mariners. So 3 professional clubs coming to watch our game. And I was on the bench. And I can pretty confidently say that I was doing extremely well in that team. I was starting every game. I was getting 80 minutes, 85 minutes, and just killing it. And this game I'm on the bench, I'm going, mate, there's scouts watching. And this coach, he likes me. And I was like, mate, what's going on? And I made sure that this didn't affect my performance. In my head, I was like, okay, when I get on there, I'm just going to do my thing. So I get on, I think I get about 40 minutes, 35 minutes. I absolutely kill it. And I just remember that match, and it was a good game, man. Like that goal with the left foot that I scored, just balls everywhere. I was spraying them. And I just had something in that day where I was killing it. And then I forget what happened, maybe like a couple of weeks later or a week later, someone calls me up, I don't even know who it was, and said that you're invited to go trial with Western Sydney Wanderers. And I trialled with them for, I want to say 5 weeks. And then they picked me into their youth league squad as a reserve player again. So the first one, I had the connection, the USB on the desk, which is so cool. And then the second time, literally, I'm just playing and I got scouted. So yeah, that's kind of my story of how I got selected into both of those professional environments. And yeah, I'm sure there'll be more to come. Since that sprint session, I haven't been doing a whole lot. As you guys can see, it's nighttime out there. I don't want to just show you me I don't know, doing nothing. Right now, it's about 6:30 p.m. I'll be heading off to my team training pretty soon. This will be our first training session of 2 in preparations for the semi-final on Saturday. Now, anyone that lives on the Northern Beaches, our semi-final is on Saturday at 2:30 p.m. Cromer Park, number 2. If you don't live on the Northern Beaches or you don't even know what I'm talking about, just don't worry, I'm giving these guys a venue to look for if they want to come and see me play. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to have a talk with the coach and discuss a few things like our tactics and how I think we can best win the game, because if I can get in this grand final, there's going to be 2,500 people there. The coach from Manly United will most likely be watching, and that's a great opportunity for me to go out there, perform, and really just lay down a statement. You know, I'm definitely up to that level. I've trained with them. I've told you guys the stories before. I am up to that Manly United level. Now I have to prove it. So heading off to training now. I'll catch you guys probably afterwards. Probably with Lucy. She doesn't even know what she's doing for dinner. But some sort of dinner. I don't know. Let's get to it. So this is dinner. What is it? Thai?
Yeah.
Thai. Looks good. We got broccoli. Carrot, what?
Broccoli.
Broccoli. Broccoli, carrot, some other random stuff. Is that yellow curry?
Is it?
I don't know. Rice.
Yellow carrot.
Curry. No, you really, I don't know. You really want to show the vlog one thing, don't you? Ta-da! What are they?
Cacti.
Cactus socks.
That was really
Are you proud of them? You thought it was funny.
Yeah.
So training done, I'm gonna eat this and then I'll catch you guys upstairs reviewing the training session. So now is the morning after. I didn't film last night simply because everyone in Lucy's house was asleep and I didn't want to wake up. I gotta respect people. So training was good. We started off with a passing drill, then moved into a game of like thirds, I guess you call it. No, you wouldn't even call it that. It was basically 6v6 in a smallish area where you just shoot on goal and then you have 6 players around the outside getting crosses in. Absolutely love that one. You know, getting some good touches in there, getting some good goals as well, and some shots off too. I think that's a great first session that we've had leading into this week's semi-final. I'm really looking forward to it, man. We got to make this grand final. We have to. So we'll see what happens. After that, we then finish with some penalties, just because in the semi-final, if it's a draw, at the end of extra time, we go into penalties. So we got a bit of practice with that, which I think is great. I think a lot of teams neglect that side of the game. And look, my first 2 penalties were poor, man. I think the keeper saved the first one. I missed the second one. The second one was more so my ability. I just messed it up. I need to be better with that. Hence why when the session finished, everyone was packing their bags, getting their shoes on. I stayed there practicing penalty after penalty after penalty. I was the last one to leave, except for the coaches who were standing around watching as well. I also did a couple of free kicks after the session too, because I was not happy with that. I can't be missing those penalties. So, you know, staying after training, it's something I've done for so long and I haven't done it in a while, and I want to get back into it because I think it's so important. I'm already there. Why not just put it in 10, 15, 20 minutes? So yeah, I'm going to end the vlog there. Sorry I didn't get this part last night, but Team Tweety, I'm signing out. Make sure to leave a like on this video. Subscribe if you're around here. Join the journey. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Listen.